Guys, I lost an entire year's worth of work and didn't know what was going to happen until it was too late. Basically what happened was my iPad started acting up, right? It took me like 15 to 20 minutes to turn it on, and this was actually the day I was recording the voiceover for my outfit video. Before that, I was sitting there struggling to turn my iPad on, but it was fine after that, so I didn't think much of it, just that, hey, maybe I should back up my iPad just in case. 2 days later, it shut off again, and I was like, darn, I was about to draw more of my comic, guess I'll need to spend another 20 minutes doing this again. It was not 20 minutes. An hour later, I was panicking, because why is it still not on? What do you mean? I started like posting on my Instagram story and messaging my friends. I said to my friends that I was going to make a post on social media about emergency shop orders on Ko-fi. I had the file for my little doodle gift that's in the bottom right corner on my laptop, thankfully. So I just put that into MS Paint so that it was visually interesting and then made a text post with it. I couldn't afford an iPad with my own money. If it was my phone, I would have just waited until I did. But my iPad is how I do my job. I have things owed and things in the making. This is extremely important to me. So I set the goal to the £329 that it costs, but I bought my iPad as soon as I had that much money in my bank. I didn't wait till I'd received that much, so I kinda ended up being broke. As of writing this script, I have £22 in my bank account, lol. People were insanely generous, by the way. I wasn't expecting this to be funded particularly quickly, but between Wednesday the 14th and Saturday the 18th, we already reached half the goal. It didn't all count for some reason. It said it was 28% funded when we were actually at 51%. I'll take it down when it's at 100, which as of recording the script it's still not. But it's okay, I'm okay for money right now. I'm not gonna overcharge my audience because of a technical glitch, that's not really fair. Anyway, so I went out on the Monday to pick up my iPad, and thankfully for the reasons we'll get into, I brought my old one with me. I asked my friends to go with me because since I didn't have any more money, it would be a 45-minute trip straight to the Apple store and then I need to go straight back home. And I was just really stressed and anxious and just wanted to have an enjoyable day, you know? So a few of my friends went with me. We sat in a coffee shop for 2 hours while I was letting my new iPad update to iOS 18, and we left as soon as it was done so we could wander about for a bit. Since I was anxious, I didn't get any coffee because I figured the caffeine would make it worse, but I did get boba while we were wandering. It was the only thing I bought that day since my friends very kindly bought me lunch. Thank you. After that, we went to Tim Hortons to get more food, and my friend got me waffle fries. I tried to set up my iPad while we were eating, and it was in here where everything went wrong. I set it up normally at first, but when I got to the part where I could choose to restore from an iCloud backup, I noticed that there were only 2 options. Both of them were made within a week of each other, and they were from June 2024. I panicked a bit, but I looked online to see if this was a common issue, and I found a fix. So I did what it was suggesting, hoping it would go well. Yeah, that didn't work. The same 2 options were the only ones available, the 3rd of June 2024 and the 7th of June 2024. That was it. I didn't know what to do anymore. I thought there was nothing I could do. That was a year's worth of work, my entire comic, all of my reference sheets, work for a zine I was participating in, all my stickers, all my keychains, gone. So I broke down crying. I was hiding my face behind my broken iPad, so it took a bit for my friends to notice, but as soon as they did, they were like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I said, "No." They asked me if I wanted to go back to the Apple store, so I was like, "Yes, please." And then we immediately packed up and left. I was panicking a lot. My best friend was holding my new parasol, which I'd bought because it had been really hot and sunny all week, and I think that was a long overdue purchase for me since I'm bad with heat. But that one specific day wasn't particularly hot. However, it was quite sunny while we were walking, so they pointed that out and asked if I wanted it, and I went, "Yes, please." And I got to use my cute little parasol, which cheered me up a bit. That was a nice moment amongst all the mess. We got to the Apple store and I spoke to this really nice employee with pink hair who liked our outfits and complimented my My Little Pony stickers, and they tried to help. If you're wondering, this is what I was wearing. I love this dress. I asked if whatever needed done cost any money since obviously I didn't have any at the time, and the employee actually told me that it was free and gave me an appointment to come back in about half an hour. I just gave them my phone number and they said they'd text me when they were ready. My friend gave me a hug on the way out, which honestly I really needed in the moment. While we were waiting, we went into a clothes shop and played a game where we guessed the prices of various items of clothing. I was actually really good at it. It was a lot of fun. I also pointed out while we were in there that the 4 of us were wearing my main OC's main colours. I was probably the least accurate, but since I was wearing blue I would have been Jimmy. Anyway, I got the text to go back, but the second we got there, the building was being evacuated because that entire side of the street had a blackout. And obviously the Apple store being entirely reliant on electronics couldn't do anything, so my appointment was cancelled. It was 5:30 in the afternoon at this point. I think we were all expected to go home by now, but obviously I was still having trouble, and my appointment had just been cancelled the moment we arrived. There was one other Apple store in the city, but it was inconveniently out of the way, and there was no way for me and my best friend to get home directly from there. I wasn't sure at first. I said I could come back to the one we were already at the next day, but my friends said that they wanted me to get my technical issues fixed and that they were happy to spend more time together, so we agreed to go. We split off in groups of 2. Me and my best friend got a bus straight there while the others went home to get one of their cars so that we could get home easily. We tried to book an appointment over the phone to save time, but they had run out of bookable appointments and they said that our best bet was to attempt to get a walk-in appointment instead. We got there fine. The bus stopped a bit too far away, but I recognised a nearby building, so we just walked towards that and found the way from there. I thankfully did get a walk-in appointment, and the waiting time was only 15 minutes, so we went and sat in Costa for a bit, and then I got the text to go back in. I went in for my appointment, and the guy who I spoke to helped me get my photos back completely, so my entire camera roll was saved, thankfully, including, like, the still images of any drawings that I'd done. Unfortunately, what he could tell me though was that because my old iPad wasn't even showing the charger icon or the Apple logo, it was completely dead. And what he could find out was that it was backed up completely, however all of my backups from after the 7th of June 2024 were corrupted. I have no idea what happened. There was no indication that anything was wrong until the week it broke. I knew it was backed up since I have a subscription for my iCloud storage, which I bought specifically because it wasn't backing up and because I'd run out of storage. And I never got the "this iPad hasn't been backed up in over 2 weeks" notification a single time after buying it, so I don't really know what I was paying for if it was just going to get corrupted anyway, but whatever. I asked if there was anything that could be done, and he said no. Basically, the opening up would be extremely difficult because of how iPads are built, and if my backups are corrupted, then they're corrupted. By now I'm kinda over it. I have zero expectations I'm ever gonna get that work back. Thankfully, I have my comic minus 1 page on Google Drive, and since I have all of my photos back pretty much, although they've all been converted to JPEGs, so some of them, like keychains, I haven't purchased yet, and my LC paper dolls are completely useless. I have sent a bunch of merch to my friends on Discord, so I hopefully can get some PNGs back, but none of their original files. I also can edit my comic now, obviously, and the scroll format files are gone for good since those required my ability to remove the white border from the original files, which regardless of how I have them saved is impossible now. I also had an acrylic standee of Lancer from Deltarune riding on the back wheel of his bike in the works, and you were supposed to be able to spin the front wheel. That's gone too. I will try to find pictures of that on Discord. If I have any pictures, they will have been taken with my phone because I don't have any of my camera roll on my iPad. Hopefully I can find something because that's the only successful bike I've ever drawn, so I would like to have that back. It's weird. I wouldn't describe this experience like anything else. I've experienced loss, I've experienced a best friendship that turned out to be extreme bullying in disguise. I've experienced health anxiety so bad that I didn't feel alive. I've experienced being so close to missing deadlines that I started thinking my entire future career in art was over. But this isn't similar to any of those feelings. I've never experienced a feeling like this before. It's not every day you lose an entire year's worth of work, and it's not particularly likely I'll experience this ever again. I don't think this is a feeling that could be understood without experiencing it. I feel like I've lost an entire year of my life, even though I still have full memory of it, and even if it sounds silly, I feel like I'm grieving. I'm grieving the work I've done, the hours of passion I've put into my work, and things I'll genuinely never get back. I feel like this experience was a good lesson learned, and I did still benefit somewhat from this. I'm currently in the process of restoring Procreate to what it used to be. Since I have all of my photos and pasting them straight into the app, I can't edit them, access their time lapses, see when I made them or how long it took, etc. I'm doing the best I can with what I have. To everyone watching, please back up your files in every way possible. Don't be afraid to share your art, it might just save your butt. If I hadn't shared my art with my friends, I'd have lost certain keychains and stickers permanently. If I'd saved sketches I hadn't worked on in a while but planned to continue, I'd still be able to use them. If I'd saved my comic layers individually to Google Drive or even to my laptop, I could still edit it properly. So I know now to do that in the future. The footage in the background of this video is art I've restored, whether that's pasting art into a canvas, restoring a template, remaking a template that I had, or remaking art that I lost. So I can tell you from experience that hope is not gone, and if this ever happens to you, just know you're not alone. I've also experienced this. It's not the end of the world, you will be okay. Just restore what you can and create new things. It will be okay. Just please, please, please back up the important files so that if this ever happens, they're not gone. Please. I want to put a little note at the end of this video. I just want to say thank you to my friends, and if you're watching this, thank you for the support in every way, whether it's financial or emotional. I really appreciate it. That was genuinely one of the worst days of my life, but you guys made it better. I still enjoyed all the time I spent with you, even if the day itself sucked. Thank you for buying me food, thank you for going out of your way to help me, and thank you for being so nice the entire day, and still managing to make it at least somewhat enjoyable. I don't know what I would have done if it wasn't for you guys. Thank you.